Hi, this is Mayan Shah with RVMax.us, and right behind me is a rare piece. This is a 2005 Forest River Tsunami, and it's about 37 feet long with 4 slides. And they really didn't make very many of these coaches in its time. It's got a lot of interesting features going on, you know, from the chassis to the interior craftsmanship. It just feels like a special coach, and that's because it truly is. And I can't wait to show y'all this bus. So let's go ahead and start on the patio. This has electric awnings. We've got an electric entrance awning up there, as well as an electric patio awning. And it's a good size. And being 37 feet long, especially with this really beautiful styling that it has, and that paint job too, it just looks magnificent. It's truly a timeless paint job, especially with all these little details to make it really look like a wave in the paint graphics is just beautiful. And this is all painted. This is not like graphics laid down. Got a big, actually substantial Tsunami badge. You know, they didn't half measure that badge. That's a good thing to see. So what are some more interesting facts? We're going to kind of cover that pertaining to the chassis as we walk through the compartments here, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. But this first compartment on the passenger side of the coach, we've got our tank bay. This is where we've got our freshwater tank right there behind all of these filters and water pumps. And then on the very front side, we've got exposed water pumps, exposed water filters. You'll notice there are 2 water pumps. This is equipped with a backup water pump. It also has 3 inline filters. Most coaches just have 1 filter for whole coach filtration. This has 3. The tool comes with the coach. You've also got a very nice label over here showing you exactly what's going on, the water pump, the valve shut off, the filters, what means open, what's closed, you know, as far as what the valves look like in those different positions, and how to winterize it. So it's got a whole numbering system here telling you what to do, up, open, closed, for different things such as tank fill, use tank water, use city water, tank drain, winterize, all that stuff. So anyways, and then like normally what's closed. It's actually really well thought out little schematic. And these compartments are really nice too. The way they're built is amazing because the whole piece folds on both sides here and it's painted. So when you open the door, it just has this really substantial look. It feels lightweight but substantial at the same time. And the only other bus that I can think of right now that reminds me of that is a Prevost H345. Its compartment doors are the same way. They feel pretty light, but they feel substantial. That's what these feel like, little rivets here on the top. But we get to our first storage compartment and we're met with another unique aspect to this particular high-end motor coach. We've got double opening here, which was an option on this coach, busting open the storage capacity down here. It's huge. We've got carpeted walls, carpeted ceiling panels. There are lights here. All right, so now that we've got our under compartment lights on here, it's worth covering what you've got. So you've got some audio video stuff, as well as a coaxial cable and power outlets. So you've got regular GFI protected outlets, as well as 2 auxiliary ports, like car jack ports. So huge amount of storage here. This surface is really nice. It's like a soft fiberglass type surface, and there's actually a built-in little hole, so if you do set up an outside satellite or whatever, or outside TV is really what you'd be doing, you can run the power right outside. Or if you've got a golf cart over here and you're trying to keep your golf cart charged, you've got a perfect little port to run your power cable out to keep it charged. So this has a lock. This is our little awning rod just in case. We've got electric awnings here. But yeah, extra filter and just a nice sliding tray. And it locks in place automatically. And yeah, it's just, you don't see that very often. But these storage bays are super well built. So remember that little feature I kind of hinted at earlier? It's really hard not to talk about it because it's so cool. The cargo bays are all framed out of tubular steel. So kind of like how Monaco or Country Coach is built, you've got more of a semi-monocoque design going on here. And I looked at the breakdown of this chassis, it really looks like one too. So I'm extremely excited to go drive this bus to see how it feels, because I took it up to fuel it right around the corner at just 35 miles an hour up to QT to put some fuel in it, and it felt really substantial. So I'm really curious to see how it feels on the highway with that just much more beefy looking chassis. It's a Freightliner chassis, but because you've got all this steel, so the whole floor platform is tubular steel, in addition to having a steel underbelly under the compartments and tubular steel structuring around all of the compartments, building this whole cage instead of just rails with like alloy metal subframing. It's more prone to rust too. And while we're talking about the chassis, this has 295 size tires. So fat tires all the way around. I remember we had a 500 horsepower 45-foot American Eagle, and it had 295 size tires. So I know these are big. And on this 37-footer, when you step back and look at it, it just gives it this heavy, substantial, filled out look. When the wheels fill out the arches like this, right now I have the airbags dumped on purpose because I like how it looks. But especially with those big 295 sized 80, that's another big feature right there. So 80 means it's 80% of the width. So a lot of tires will be 70 or 75. When you've got 295, so they're already fatter tires, 80, you have more tire depth. So you've got more of a cushion when you ride down the road, and a more substantial tire in general. So you've got big tires and big axle ratings too. So the axle in the back is rated at 20,000 pounds. And the axle in the front is rated at 14,000 pounds. So those are massive numbers, and is part of the reason we can tow so much weight too back behind it. In addition to a 400 horsepower Cummins and a chassis that is a lot more structurally sound than your typical Freightliner chassis. Let's open this up. So this right here is another high-end feature. We've got a mana block setup. Forest River really tried to go all out on this coach, make a really special bus. You see it everywhere. Up on the top left, we've got a macerator pump for our vacuum flush toilet system, which we'll cover when we get on the interior of the coach. And this is just a beautiful aluminum piece. It looks awesome. Mana block allows you to shut off a specific hot or cold tap if you need to. And look how clean this whole bay is, everything around it. I mean, there's minor surface rust on this coach, but it's really, really clean. You can tell it's a low miles babied coach. Look at that cargo light shining in there. Now this compartment right here gives us access to the back of our refrigerator. This has the optional Amana household refrigerator. So again, we're gonna cover that when we get in there, but that's a really nice upgrade that modernizes this coach. And there's actually many tricks up this coach's sleeve, but there's another trick up its sleeve along the lines of updating it like a modern day coach that it came with from the factory, because this is a super highline coach. It's really surprising. And again, the rarity of these are much more rare than Monacos and American Eagles. You just don't see them, and it looks rare too. Handles are nice. They're solid, heavy duty metallic handles. And all the storage compartments are really clean. So we've got a 21-gallon propane tank here, slightly smaller because of that secret feature hidden up its sleeve, which we'll cover on the other side of the coach. But pretty much all that's doing is giving you propane for your gas top stove. This has like a residential style gas type stove, and that's all that's supplying. So 21 gallons is plenty. And up on the top, we've got a 2,000 watt, whoa, I take it back. It's not a 2,000 watt, it's a 3,100 watt inverter That's super nice. This is either an option I'm unaware of, or this was put in later aftermarket. But that is really sweet. That's a Magnum 3100 watt inverter. So more than enough for all your outlet consumption, your refrigerator, microwave, TVs, all that stuff. Can we open this up? And guess what else allows us to have excellent ability to power your items in the coach with that 3100 watt inverter? 8 coach batteries. Again, there's so many things this coach has that just surprises you in a really good way. 8 batteries is substantial. You never saw this on a coach like this. Even 45-foot Monacos didn't have 8 coach batteries in 2005. So this coach kills it and gives us more than you would expect with 8 coach side batteries, 3100 watt inverter. We've got our 2 starting batteries over here to the right, and they're hard cutoffs here too. One for the house, one for the chassis, and the controller for our solar panel charge that goes into the coach side batteries is located up there on the left, right next to the solenoid for one of the push button cutoffs that we have, because not only do you have hard cutoffs, but you've got push button 12 volt disconnects for coach and chassis batteries. So yeah, the storage, I kind of touched on this for a minute. The storage is really nice here as far as the cleanliness of it. And the bottom compartments are in really good shape. It hasn't been scuffed up. And I kind of wanted to bring up the excellent condition of these compartments because there is a little scuff right there, minor flaw. But overall, the exterior of this coach is in top-notch condition. Absolutely beautiful. Straight walls. Let's come around back. And yes, you can nitpick some tiny things, but you know, pretty much if you nitpick this coach and think it's not clean enough for you, you're probably gonna have to buy a brand new coach or something, to be frank. That's kind of what I think, because this is a supremely nice coach. But if you're looking at an 05, honestly, you can't compare this to a brand new coach. This has so many things that I would take all day, all night over a brand new coach. It's really surprising when you think about it. And I love new coaches too. There's nothing against them, like a brand new New Air or like a new Tiffin or something. They're great, but I don't know. It's just a different style. Around back, we see more magnificent styling, just really automotive looking. The back of this coach is stunning. Yes, there's a little bit of clear coat coming off there. That could be fixed very easily. It's all in one color too. And yeah, but the styling back here is really cool. I love the little extra grille down here. And notice how clean this piece is, this fiberglass that's all styled and everything. It hasn't been beat up. It hasn't been bonked on its head. Really nice. We've got a heavy duty Reese Type 5 hitch here. It's got the Type 3 sleeve fitting in there. So it's nice to have both options. We also have our 7 flat blade connector. And of course, remember, this is a 10,000 pound towing capacity. Now, of course, on a high-end coach like this, we've got side radiated setup. So this opens up here, and then you've got your radiator mounted over here on the side. This gives you much better access to the engine, to change belts, stuff like that. And it's just the way to go for a high-end coach. And look at that grille. It's just, even the grille is styled very well and just in a sleek manner. Both of these edges curve inwards. It's got painted grills. It just looked perfect. I have a thing for nice grills. You know what else has a nice grill? I could think of some buses that I like the grills on. That's a beautiful grill, super sleek. Almost reminds me of a Newell, except, yeah, and like different curves here and there, of course. But yeah, this is our 50 amp power cord reel. It is on a electric reel, so you pull it out and then you press this button right here and it reels itself back in. Again, compartment's super clean, seals are super clean, and our automatic transfer switch is located right there. So nice access to the automatic transfer switch too, not way up in the coach. You know, you got to plan taking care of things too, because if you own this for a long time, you're gonna have to take care of things that pop up. So seeing the thoughtfulness in that regard and giving you access to stuff is really nice. So the wet bay compartment, we've got this nice little fold out piece where we can store paper towels. You can turn your water pump off and on here. Your cable can come in here. It's even got a telephone port. And I like how the outside shower is kind of contained, right? Most times outside showers are kind of just down here and not in the way, sometimes in the way. This really just contains it up in this box. And then down here, you've got a little mini storage compartment. So this is really convenient and nice too. So you can keep little fittings in here, stuff that, like a pressure regulator. Look, there's a pressure regulator located in this little fabric protector. So nice to have that. It's not just floating around in the rest of your bay. You can store little odds and ends like that. City water connection. So of course, when you want your city water pressure on the coach and turn off your pump, you connect right there through this little stainless piece. There's a soap dispenser, so you could get a little screw-in soap dispenser right there and mount it into that built-in mount. And look at those ports. Those are really nice. When you close that, that is really sealed. That is a very well sealed little location where you can pipe out your water hose. And there's a little rubber that you can install right there. It could be even tighter. That's really nice. Our dump is located over on the right behind this, and you see the hole there. So there's the dump right there. And this has push button auto drains. This is super high features everywhere, super high end features everywhere. You just click the button right there, open, close, super easy. And that's how you dump your tanks. Oh, and there are recessed docking lights too. So you've got built in to the fiberglass recessed docking lights on both sides of the coach to really help you back into those dark spots. And this is our main pass-through storage compartment. This side has two regular doors, and on the left wall here, you see a control panel / indicator panel for that mysterious feature, which I was alluding to, and you may have caught on to on the other side of the coach, and that is an aqua hot diesel-fired burner. This was a very nice option to have, especially at the time. This gives you unlimited hot water, furnace heat that's extremely powerful. It will also preheat the engine. This has a standard 1,000 watt block heater, but you can also preheat the engine using the aqua hot here. And it will also collect heat from your engine to give you furnace heat and hot water just while driving the coach. So that is pretty nice to have, and makes this, again, with all the other features, I'm not surprised. It's just, this coach is finished out to the T. Anyways, that's a 50,000 BTU system, and it has an electric element in there too to keep that boiler fluid hot during the day. Let me shut these compartments. Again, compartments are very clean, and the underneath of this coach is very nice. I see the aqua hot exhaust pipe that's piped out right in front of the driver's side dually, and all the thermo wrapping around it looks to be in excellent shape. Not absolutely perfect, but it's mostly intact, which is rare to see on a coach like this, where someone has maintained that thermo wrapping. I see the steel undercage. There's minor surface rust, but because it's been undercoated, it's extremely clean under there, and it just looks so well built too. It's not exposed and cavernous. It's all built out on the bottom of this coach with that steel underbelly. Awesome. So what are the tank sizes? We do have dual fill with 150 gallons of diesel fuel capacity, but the other tanks that are in question, your holding tanks, are a pretty good size. We've got 60 gallons of gray tank space, 90 gallons of fresh, and 52 gallons of black tank. So that's a pretty good size black tank on this coach. Anyways, the front compartment here is our last compartment other than the generator slide to talk about. And it's where we've got more solenoids here. You've got, actually, you know, that solenoid back in the battery compartment was probably for the auxiliary jump start that this has, which merges the batteries together to be able to jump you off if you need to. These right here are your actual push button disconnect solenoids, house battery disconnect, chassis disconnect, and then you've got your ignition solenoid right there. So these are all labeled magnificently, better than 9 out of 10 coaches, no matter the price. It's amazing. Everything is numbered down here, and it just tells you exactly what all these relays are, all that stuff. And the access is just incredible. Really nice. Anyways, that's an HWH box right there. So that's probably for the leveling system right here. Again, most times the access panel, or to access the HWH control box, it's somewhere up in the chassis in some ridiculous place. That is very well thought out. And again, this bay is really clean. We've got a little automatic LED light right there. And this is the button for our Gen Slide, which pops out our 8,000 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. Runs perfectly and will power both of your air conditioners and supply your power needs with absolutely not a flinch. And we do have an excellent condition stainless steel exhaust pipe coming out of the front left corner of the coach, which looks really good. And also, check out the additional docking lights we've got. So that is a very front mounted docking light on this coach. There's 4 docking lights in total. Now, isn't that that face, I tell you what, it has really grown on me. It doesn't look like anything else out there. It only looks like a Tsunami. And it's such a high-end coach. When you get to know it, it makes sense to have a face like this. It's not like these new cars where everything looks super crazy and big grills and everything, and then it's just like a regular, a good car probably, but it's still just a regular car. This is a high-end coach, so it really deserves a different Highline look, and it somehow manages to hit that kind of sleek but substantial look for me. And I think part of the substantialness is just because it looks super high quality. This is one big fiberglass cap that's parked on the front of this coach with styling down there. All that integrated body work is part of this one piece front fiberglass cap, and it just gives it kind of a, you know, a nice framing to it. The chromed mirrors look really good too, and again, these were an option at the time. They're in great shape, both of these chromed mirrors. And yeah, nice looking bus. This is a rare gem. I've been super excited about this because the more I know about it and the more I get familiar with it, the more I love it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior. All right, so we are on this interior now, and the cabin space is quite beautiful. There is very nice woodwork. It's got a nice floor plan that you don't normally see in a coach. And it's just very practical within all of the high-end features that they try to give you here. The biggest thing that I'm impressed with is the cabinet work. The cabinet work is really nice. It's got a ton of storage, which is also very important. And the condition is really good too. So when you first walk in, you've got tile. So you've got a hard surface right when you come in to keep the dirt down, to not have to track it in on your carpet. Then you've got carpet here in the living space. And, you know, this little J couch exists on the passenger side of the bus. And it's a nice little couch. I really enjoy it. And when you're sitting in these couches, when you're sitting in the dinette, you kind of look around and it's just, it feels very nice and cozy and comforting. And I think there's many reasons for that. One, these couches are very plush. Two, we've got these really interesting fabrics that surround all the windows. So these windows have like this, they look really soft and cushiony, and it's almost like a salmon color, like a really light salmon color all around the windows. And it gives it that high-end look because, you know, a lot of high-end buses have these real simple, just kind of clean looking window pieces or window treatments. But it's quite nice. And, you know, another high-end feature that manufacturers are paying more attention now in the 2023 coaches and stuff like that, like you see it in the new King Air, the brand new King Air is going to these massive windows. And it's because everybody loves big windows. But this coach was ahead of the game because the windows are excellent. I've got, of course, the side windows, but these are pretty large, you know, and especially that dinette window is even bigger, and the window behind this couch is also, it's like the same size as the dinette. It's huge, absolutely huge, and they're clear too, no fog. I'm looking right through them. There's a little bit of fog in the windows in the bedroom, but all the windows up here are super, super clean. So yeah, this is a jackknife bed right there. It's pretty nice. But yeah, check out all this storage up above. And also, note how they finished this upper piece out. So it's kind of a unique thing. Above all the slides, you've got these extra wood accent pieces, and it kind of comes out a little bit and comes to a pinnacle right here in the middle. Both sides have it, and like when you're standing in the coach and just taking it all in, that added amount of solid stained wood cabinetry, because it's all up in the front cockpit surrounding that TV, but the fact that it continues up there is just really nice. But yeah, there's a ton of storage. So of course you've got this cabinet space here. Even finished this out here with stained wood. Oh, and there are 6 of these lights. You see these little fellers? You can point them in any direction. The little reading lights. There's 6 of them. There's 2 for this couch, 2 for the J couch, and then 2 for the dinette, which just really helps with the vibe, helps with the lighting. But yeah, check out the storage. Let's move into the kitchen here. Oh, before the kitchen, I mean, I guess to keep it all contained, take a peek at the front TV here. We've got a nice Samsung TV up front, upgraded, and you can kind of see some of the woodwork I was talking about here. So it just continues all up around. You've got these huge pieces, stuff you see in like an American Eagle or something like that, or a Monaco coach, where they just continue that solid wood all up in the front. And this is kind of an interesting piece. They really try to slant it to make sure you've got walk-through space. Let's walk back into the back space here. So the kitchen. This kitchen has a crap ton of storage space. Let me just open it all up. So you've got this right here. You've got 4 drawers right here. The top one has a free of charge lighter, as well as a free of charge plastic bin, which is velcroed down for your silverware, cutlery. But there's 4 of these drawers here, and then to the left of that, you've got these carpeted cabinets here. The carpeting is super clean. So many times those coaches have carpet like this, they're stained up from pots and oil and whatever. Anyways, yeah, tons of storage there. Nice little drawer here. Put some pans down in that quite easily. Or maybe baking sheet or something like that. And then we get up to the sink area. And I'm just going to cover the storage while we're looking at it. Typical little drop down right there. And then this super deep, cavernous storage space right here. Again, the carpeting is so clean. This bus is so nice. It's got low miles, but on top of that, it was very well maintained. We happen to have known the last 2 owners, the only owners, I'm pretty sure, of this coach. And the first gentleman was meticulous. The second couple was also meticulous. They're in a business and industry where there are no corners allowed to be cut, and all the details are thought of on the next level. I'll give you a hint, Hollywood type stuff. Anyway, so this thing had been owned by people who were really particular about it, and that's very important, and it just shows throughout, like especially on these little details, like opening up and looking at the carpet and stuff. Over here, we've got just super deep pantry space. Check that out. Adjustable cabinets, all that good stuff. And then our last amount of storage just in the galley space is this pretty deep pantry space here. So this is a lot of storage, and Kai and I can attest to this after camping in so many different coaches. But anyways, up on the countertop here itself, we've got our double sink. So this is a solid surface sink with our nice Corian inserts to cover it up. We've got an upgraded faucet there, which will come out and extend to wash pans and, you know, pots and pans and stuff like that. We've also got a little soap dispenser. Plop this down there. Over here to the right, we've got our Amana dual gas burner stove. And I like these gas burners because this is more of like a high-end gas burner. This is not like your typical RV gas burner. But the burners are absolutely massive. So nice, almost like a home is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and put this there. And yeah, even in addition to all this, you've still got a ton of space over here to be able to prepare foods and stuff like that. And I like this little surround here. Yes, it does protect your couch, but also it just looks really good and makes it look more substantial and set off on its own. You know what I mean? The backsplash was added by the previous owners. It looks really good. Really good. It goes with the colors perfectly. Oh yeah, and the last thing is our microwave convection oven up top. Big Bantam. Super high end. So the tile flooring is in great shape. It's got like this kind of mild distressed look, or that's probably not the right term. It just looks like a real stone. But the tiles are in excellent shape, even around the refrigerator, which is kind of a normal area for it to get cracked. You know, these little stress points and stuff. But yeah, it's really good shape. This is a household refrigerator. So a Mana household refrigerator. We've got a travel lock right there. It's huge. I mean, it's really huge. Um, yeah. Check out these big. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. It's got like a whole mechanism so they turn together. And when you open your dang door, this is really smart on a coach because when you open your door, it's not just going to fall out if something's leaning after you've driven. You know, you'll be able to see it. You're not going to have a soda going flying somewhere. And that's a massive little rack thing up there. You keep the butter and all that stuff. Is that just me or do people just normally keep their butter up there? Why is that a butter place? It's so funny. Okay. So yeah, household refrigerator, super nice, stainless steel. It just looks really modern, and the access panel out there is nice too. There's a fantastic fan here, controlled with this vent, and remember we do have the max air covers, so you can open those up in the rain or wind. The dinette in this is so nice. The best thing I love about this dinette is like when you're sitting over here, they continued the cushion all the way on the left. So like when you're hanging out, I mean, it just makes it so much more comfortable. You can chill here, have your arm chilling on this armrest or just a little rest here. Or if you're entertaining and you're talking to people, you got a bunch of people in the coach, people can actually sit here because I can lean back and my gosh, this is comfortable. This is really nice. So you can be chilling here, enjoying company and enjoying your food. And the condition is excellent. I mean, all of this is in really good shape. This isn't a brand new coach, but it's in excellent condition. Another thing that's cool is like chilling here, I'm just so close to the window. I guess that's normal. I just feel like I can see further down. I don't know. This window is so clear and big. Anyways, check out the storage. So all of these are storage compartments up above. And there's many recessed lights throughout the coach. So there are all these recessed lights up under these cabinet pieces on both sides of the coach. And I love this dinette light. They just gave us a cluster of indirect, or not indirect, but they gave us a cluster of recessed lights. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is our dinette light. I think we got plenty of lighting in this coach. It's very well covered. There's also storage. There's secret storage space down below. So you hit those little flaps on both sides, and there's just a huge access point to storage underneath here, which is super nice. So, all right, that covers the front of this coach. Let's go ahead and check out the bathroom and master suite. So, wait. The control center. I lied. We're going to get to that stuff in the back of the coach here in just a second. But first, let's talk about the control center. So the control center is where we have our controls. Starting at the top, we've just got sort of an arrangement of meters. This is our smart meter system, or I forget exactly, smart EMS. But basically, this will manage your power. So if you've only got 30 amp, it will do its best to keep you from tripping. It'll like turn off an air conditioner. It will shut power down to certain things to try to keep you from tripping, and it'll tell you what you've got. So right now we're running the generator, which we have been doing. If you're plugged in 50 amp, 30 amp, 20 amp, it'll know exactly what's coming in. And these green lights indicate what has been powered. Now over to the right, we've got another control. There are multiple controls to start the generator. We've got 728 hours on this generator, which is pretty much not many hours at all. It's a good amount because you don't want these things not to be run at all. But these generators will easily go 10,000 hours. Up above, we've got a voltmeter. So that's a voltmeter for our house batteries. They are being float charged right now, so just maintained and topped off. Below, we've got our tank level system, fresh, black, gray, as well as our propane. Propane's full. All the other tanks are empty right now. Got a beautiful Tsunami insignia. This is our inverter controls. This is where we can turn on the inverter. This will power up all our outlets, our TV, our refrigerator, microwave, just off of battery power. Remember, this thing has 8 batteries, which is really solid, um, especially considering the age of this coach. I mean, a high-end Newmar coach comes with 8 batteries. This has 8. That's crazy. Anyways, so yeah, that's where you control your inverter right there. Now down below, we've just got all kinds of controls for lights. We've got controls for our slide outs here, our front 2 slide outs. It does have a tank heater on it. And you can turn your water pump on from here, as well as control the hydronic heating system. So you've got a diesel burner as well as electric element. And there is an engine preheat. So if you go to Alaska or something, you can heat that block up using your Hydro Hot, which is very convenient if you are going to be in that situation. Okay, here's a control center. Also, and I just really like this. This is so classy. And I think it's mainly classy because you see it a lot of times in just Prevost buses and stuff like that. But I really like that. Okay, so the bathroom area. Tile continues into the bathroom area. On the left, we've got a sink. This is where our toilet room is. The sink has a good bit of space. There's a ton of storage down below here too. And there's storage back behind this cabinet with adjustable racks. Now, those vanity lights have been changed to LEDs already, which is nice. If you converted all these lights to LEDs, that would be sick. But they already look very nice. Anyways, that backsplash that was upgraded in the kitchen has been continued back here. We've got an upgraded faucet as well, outlets, another fantastic fan control, and just beautiful wood throughout. I mean, look at this door right here. Also, this pocket door closes. So the pocket door is right here, and it has a big full body mirror on it too. So when you close up, you've got a proud mirror. Okay, let's go take a peek at our toilet, or toilet room. So this has a porcelain toilet, and this is a vacuum flush toilet. Also, don't get your hopes up. You're not getting that Porta-Pack. That's mine. I'm about to go take a trip in a coach. I'm definitely taking some of that stuff out. Okay, but this has an electric fantastic fan, another one, right up above. Just hit this button, raises itself up. Hit this button, lowers itself down. But yeah, super nice. But basically what the vacuum flush is a macerator down below in a separate little tank before it gets to your big black tank. And it builds up pressure from the point of the toilet to the little tank, and then pumps it to the black tank. So what this does is, you know how I don't know if anyone of y'all have camped in a coach where it's just an old school regular toilet. You hit the bowl, opens up, gravity does its thing and pulls it down. Thanks, gravity. This vacuum flush creates a vacuum in the pipe. So as soon as you hit the toilet and open that valve, it sucks it down below. So this pretty much eliminates any smell to be able to come up through the black tank. That, to me, is the biggest benefit of having a vacuum flush. You don't have to worry about, oh boy, here comes a toilet flush. I'm opening up a big gaping hole in my black tank. No. There's a vacuum. So that's what the biggest feature that I've noticed when I've used a coach with vacuum flush is the lack of smell when you flush. Really nice. Anyways, yeah, there's some storage up back here. Oh, toilet paper. Y'all aren't getting any of this stuff. This is mine. Anyways, a lot of cabinet space. There's a window here. Woodwork is nice. Good bit of space in this toilet room too. Like when you shut that off, that's a pretty large bathroom space. Very large, especially considering the length of this coach. They thought about this bathroom and toilet. Little mini hallway to the back bedroom. We've got a washer dryer combo right here, as well as a massive amount of extra wardrobe space up top, cedar lined with automatic lighting. And then we get to the shower. So the shower, I like that little area right there. It's been made useful with that little hanging rack. You can leave towels or anything like that. But anyways, this is a nice large glass enclosed shower with all the Tsunami graphics on it too, which, you know, I used to laugh and scoff at that stuff, but now I actually really like when they do that. It just makes the shower feel different because I'm in and out of coaches all the time and the showers just kind of feel the same after a while, but when you have some design going on, it's nice. But yeah, so there's an added little rack right here, which you could take off if you want. This is pretty high end. This is a Delta shower here. Oxygenics head with jets built in. So you've got little additional jets. It's very uncommon to see that on a coach like this. You also have a little thermostatically controlled knob there, which is nice. Just gonna close this shower up. And you know, another thing, there's a ton of space around the shower. A lot of times manufacturers give you like just that much space around the shower. This, like, look at that. That'd be a perfect place to leave a Swiffer or broom or something too. I don't know. You're always looking for a place for those items. Okay, so the bedroom. That's right. This has a north-south bed. It's kind of uncommon. But being a quad slide, you have a ton of space around it. Yeah, so the floor has been changed in here. This is not the original carpet. We've got a plank type flooring back here. And yeah, queen bed, a lot of space, a lot of storage space. Again, look at that. Huge amount of cabinet space there. And then we've got these 4 deep drawers that open up. Did I say 4? I meant to say 3. There's 3 super deep drawers, and then we're backed up with yet another super deep wardrobe space. Again, automatic lights, as well as cedar lining. And there's a little bit of fog. You see that bottom portion of the window there? Really not a big deal. It gives you more privacy back here anyways. But yeah, these windows do vent out. So you just take this little lever, and they just pop out with a little screen. You know, this is kind of the window that all the modern coaches are doing now anyways. And this already has it in the back of the coach. Get a little nice draft going on in here. Yeah. Oh, and check this out. Little extra space. Yeah, so you see what this wood does? It just gives it a feeling back here of more substantial craftsmanship. And there's a lot of details, you know, like these that kind of go along with that craftsmanship feeling of this coach. You have this like leather piece with these 2 little stained wood pieces in between. That's on all of the slides on both sides, and it just contributes a lot to the whole feeling of the coach, which I really like. But yeah, anyway, so the other slide is basically another massive amount of storage here. Yeah, massive amount of storage. You got these 3 drawers just like that here. Then you've got 3 wider drawers down on the bottom, and then 3 more just like that over here on the left. And it's basically mirrored on both sides. Adjustable shelves in here, and just a lot of storage. Again, this is really, really important, and they just overkilled you with storage and nice woodwork at the same time. But the bed is nice. So you've got reading lights on each side, as well as these additional little overhead lights. And I like how this piece up here is finished in leather, as well as this side piece. So when you're sitting here, you're laying in bed, it just looks really nice. Like when you kick back and look around, you see the wood piece that surrounds the TV. There's a flip down TV up top too. But when you're looking around, you see this nice wood, you see the leather, you see the recessed lighting. It's just a really nice feeling throughout the coach. And what else? The other thing I really like about it, it's just so different too. It's its own thing. It's not different just to be different. It's just its own style, and it's still practical at the same time, as well as being well built. This is like it's a classic coach. Okay, this is like, and I'm a big Monaco fan. I would definitely compare this to a Monaco coach, 100%. That's what the whole feeling reminds me of. But more unique, more different. Anyways, let's go test drive it. So we're flooring it right now. I've got all 400 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque at my disposal. And with 100% throttle, we've already flown past 60. We're up at 65 now, and I'm going to come off the throttle because I'm accelerating quite quickly on the back of this F-150. 37 feet with 400 horsepower is a lot of power, a lot of torque. The 3000 Allison feels absolutely butter. It shifts us seamlessly. And the biggest thing you notice when you're on the highway with this coach compared to other buses is its rigidity and substantial feeling that it gives you. I'm being passed by a truck here on my left, and as you can see, the coach is unfazed. All the winds just don't knock it down as much. You know, the undulations in the road don't affect it as much. The chassis just feels tight and it feels straight like a dart. It's just such a great feeling coach. And those big 295s help, the big axle ratings help, and the biggest thing giving us that rigidity is that amazing tubular steel frame that we have below this that just expands out and around instead of just having two little rails in the middle of the frame. It just feels so solid. It's incredible what this coach feels like on the highway. It's just awesome. The cockpit's beautiful too. I just feel surrounded and included very well in this cockpit. Exhaust brake is strong. Smart wheels super nice. My gosh. It's such a great driving coach. The amount of rattles and noises in here is pretty dang minimal too. Very well above average as far as quietness from rattles and interior coach work. And that's a huge test when it comes to nice woodwork. Yes, this woodwork is solid. Yes, it's beautiful. But how much does it rattle? And we just answered that question with the test drive there. But yeah, the main thing is this chassis is so rigid from all that extra steel. It just wants to drive dead straight. It doesn't get nearly as affected by crosswinds and stuff like that. And that is a value that's just, it's one of the most important values to driving a diesel coach. And this just nailed it. It absolutely nailed it. I mean, this shames like most newer coaches, especially this size. So I would say this shames most coaches, irregardless of year model, as far as how rigid and how straight it wants to go and how easy it is to drive. This is an absolute pleasure. Another thing I really love about this chassis, the turning radius is insane. That's a huge compliment to a 37-foot package, is a nice turning radius. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's such a great coach. The brakes are incredible too. So coming off into this exit, those steel rotors in the front stop this bus very quickly, and the dual stage exhaust brake is a huge help. So even in low, this coach will stop quickly with that exhaust brake. Right now I've got it in low, and it's more than enough. I have to watch out who's flying up behind me to slow us down. Now I'm having to hit the throttle to get the rest of the way up this exit ramp. So dual stage is really nice, having a little bit of control and variability in it. And being a big 8.9 liter 400 horsepower, it's a strong exhaust brake. But yeah, the brakes feel good, and you know, you really can tell how rigid a chassis is when you start braking. Because when you brake and you turn, you put a lot of pressure on the chassis, and the way it just handles being decelerated at a good pace using the brakes and exhaust brake and also turning, and the way it just doesn't shift, it's got just, you can feel the rigidity throughout the chassis. Absolutely. So this has been an absolute pleasure, because not only is this a rare coach, it's a magnificent coach. It's got so many unique aspects about it. It's got so many high-end features about it, including a surprising, shocking chassis. In addition to all the really top-notch features like incredible amounts of interior storage, incredible amounts of exterior storage, high-quality materials and cabinet work, and a great floor plan with 4 slides. And it's all in a 37-foot package with a 400 horsepower. So this is, it's a special coach. That is for sure. And I'm going to remember this coach for a very long time. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Please subscribe, like, and comment. Helps us out. Helps the video spread. And as always, have a blessed day.